Okay, I didn't say you could start, but hey, how's it going? Oh shoot. I am not ready. Okay, so I guess I'm starting. All right, so I'm kind of sort of back online with a big smudge on my lens because I wasn't ready. Or I have taken care of some business, so I have mitten internet. Okay. So before I do cards, which I did pull, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while, a subject. It's inescapable. It's on like everyone's mind most of the time. Oh, this is not gonna work. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. So, I'm gonna turn on a light so you can see my signs because I don't want to move the phone. Hold on. All right, can you see the signs now, the green ones? Because those are what I would like you to focus on, please. All right, that'll be enough of that. That's too much. There's no call for that kind of glare. All right, so the subject at hand is money. And normally I don't really have a hard time with it personally. Like I normally don't have like a big debt or debt at all, you know. But once in a while, you know, you get a curveball in life and you end up with some. And I discovered that you can be a client at a company for like almost 20 years, be 20 years next year, and have an issue. And you're a diamond customer. Oh, you're so valued. They're like, here are free perks. And I open up the mail that says, here you have free perks. And it's all stuff I've already looked at, if it's something I even want to look at, because I'm already paying for the channel, streamer, whatever that it's on. So it's like, ooh, thanks. Boy, get into a little bit of trouble that you tell them, I just need this month to get through and then we can get back on track. And boy, your status is not, I mean, what even is diamond status? Is it a height? Because I fell. Oh, man. In there. Yeah, man, they were not cool. So, I don't think I'm telling any secrets about Comcast, though. They're just, you know, a company. It's not like it's not personal Comcast, you corporate person, you. It was a pain. I should have done that a long time ago. Taking a drink of water. Anyway, so that was like an example of just, you know, how money has made you behave. Not me, the entity, Comcast Corporation. It could be anyone. Like, just take out Comcast and stick any name in there. They probably have a similar. People are gonna have a similar situation. You know, it's like working, you know, however many years it takes to get a gold watch, or you think you're gonna get one, and then you get to the retirement and it's like, I don't think these days, I don't know, that is not my world. I'm just gonna get out of that analogy. I feel like you're not appreciated unless the money is just continuously incoming their inbox, their inslaw, whatever. And I don't know if you've noticed, but empathy, as somehow money gains supremacy in people's minds, and valuation system, it's like you don't care about like other people and situations that might cause people harm that you could have to do with because of your perhaps climbing over people's backs to slow them down so you could get at the money faster than they can. Or it's not even like, I feel like the drive to get it has become part of like our culture, to the point that there's no separating capitalism from peopleism, like livingism. It's just pervasive. Yeah, I don't like it. And, you know, we're so desperate to get it if we don't have enough of it. If we have a lot of it, we're still desperate to get it. Like, what is this stuff? Crack? It's terrible. We'll do awful things to each other to get it. The empathy thing, again, like, are you aware of this story? It came out like in, I think, early summer or spring behind us there last year. And I mean, you know, just the past year. And it's like this online program that a realtor or a landowner can have, rather, landowner. And it's from this like realty education. I don't even know why. I don't know why whoever made it, but it's like a learning program. It's educational for like someone that owns property, like an apartment building, and they're like, you know, raise up the rent like super high so that you get people in there that wouldn't even be in there unless they could pay for it. Although this was in Florida, and I kept thinking of the Scarface era, and like, yeah, they may have the money, but why do they have the money? And who are they bringing in there? Because they're like selling enough. Never mind, Scarface, you get it. But so that's like one tactic: raise the rent stupid high, so like normies or like working people that could get into a problem and not be able to get out of it, and then cause you, the landlord, a problem. To discourage that type of renter, or I think they were talking about rent here. And so also like never actually speaking face to face with people so that they can't get their looks and feels on you. It's just awful. And it even says like don't talk to them on the phone, so you have to hear their voice and feel their sorrow. And I'm like, Jesus, what are you people just... Apologies to any lizard people that may hear this broadcast, but I mean, it's pretty damn cold, and I don't care if you die, and if you do, I may eat you. I mean, not what human behavior is not what it used to be. And I think that communism, we need some. I think capitalism and people together are just a crappy combination. Like, hate it, treat each other badly, and we just, I don't know, like either dive in with relish or get sucked into it and don't really think about it. And that's kind of like the tactic of that real estate program. Like, you know, stuff's just happening and I'm successful and I'm not real concerned with at what cost. If it's happening to someone else and it's out of my sight, I don't know, I'm already past you, I'm gone. I feel like that's the attitude that people get. And have you ever noticed how people change from being a normie to becoming a really rich person? I have. I know a lot of people that were just Joe Blow and then for whatever reason became famous, and to the degree that they don't have to do anything really. Like, their name and image is part of the zeitgeist. I mean, you say this person's name and an image comes to mind, and everybody, it's like Muhammad Ali at his height. It was there was this saying that used to go around about like everybody in the world knew who he was because he was the champ, and he could go somewhere where they didn't even have electricity to watch a fight, and people were like, Muhammad Ali, Muhammad Ali, and it's like that kind of fame. And some of them, because what it is for me is like, if they see you and they still know you, then like the lizard people haven't gotten them yet. Or the lizard people attitude that I was referencing earlier. And that's really gratifying to have this person that, like, and it's happened in public a couple of times, and just to be out in public and like run into this person and see it, all the people around also notice like, oh, this person famous, like people getting all, you know, and the person just be all, hey, it's you, blah, and come over and give you a big hug, and they're like, yeah, but I'm not. If you didn't understand that sign language, sorry. But I'm saying it's unusual. Not many people stay nice enough to where they still want to talk to you like a normal person, you know. And if they do talk to you and they're not like a normal person, they're like rude and you're their servant or something, they say, I don't have that relationship with you. I don't know what you think, but you're still, you know, a bunch of zits all over you person to me. And I just say that because I have a certain person in mind that I know would be mortified if I would bring that up. In fact, I know a couple of people I can say mortifying things about, but I'm not gonna. Which brings me to another subject about money that's kind of unattractive, just straight up ugly. And it's your online scammer type people. So, you know, there's a profile that they like to, the scammers, there's a target demo, and I'm definitely a part of the target demo. You know, like, first of all, you could be like a person with a laptop or a phone or something with internet, and they'll just like shape whatever they think you know, if they have access to any kind of profile, it's like targeted advertising, but it's people, and their target is, you know, to like love bomb you and distract you and like talk you out of money and all kinds of things. So there's various ways to meet these people. They may not start out being like that in particular, but some people are adept at using the internet and are jerks, and you know, like, there's a number of ways to resolve the situation. If you're unhappy with someone, you can retaliate electronically and be that type of adept that I was just talking about. There's kind of a jerk, because sounds like a lot of them are like big doxers, and that's just the biggest dick move ever. So you could like meet someone like that in any avenue online. But I'm thinking in particular the ones that, the money launderers that like to use the Bitcoin, okay? So I have always had an aversion to Bitcoin as soon as it, whatever, became like prominent and available and all that, or, you know, just when I first started hearing about electronic currency, I was curious, so I read about it a little bit. Because, you know, I'm not all into it. So it's weird. Some people start reading it. They're normal one time, and they start reading it, and they turn into a Bitcoin zombie. But, well, here's my main beef with it. You're buying money. Do you understand that? You're buying money. And I know that it's more complicated than that in practice, but in theory and reality, that just also seems like a sucker move, because you're buying money. Anyway, there's transactions, the way you can use it, and I think in some cases you can use it and it's upright and honest, but I just don't trust it. And I recently had my suspicions proved about it. Oh my God. It's like such a... I was right. It's not good. So, I could say more, but I'm not gonna. But what I will say is that I met someone, didn't meet them online, but ended up communicating online because they're in a different state. And the reason why I reached out to this person in the first place is because I wanted to see if I could like worm my way into their creative processes, because I saw a spot, I saw a space. And so I reached out to this person, not online, and they responded, and so we started talking, and they politely listened to what I had to say, and they're like, I don't think I want you to do that, but I have this other thing you can do. And they're like, I have a foundation, and we take donations. And I'm like, what's it called? And they're like, it's really vague. I'm not going to quite say exactly. And I'm like, red flag, what the hell is going on? This should not be happening with this person. This person has like kind of an entertainment empire, so I just don't understand this. But apparently they're very much into the buying the money situation and mining and all of that, and I'm just like, like inside. Because I feel that way doesn't mean they do, and they like didn't talk like they hated it at all. They like, anyway, like they liked it a lot more than I do. And so let's just say one thing led to another, and it didn't lead to like a good ending. And there ended up being a lot of arguing about this particular position in the organization that I was doing for a moment, and I wasn't doing well at it, and not on purpose, but I tried to tell them, I tried to tell them I didn't want to do it like so many times, and they'd be like, okay, I'll never bring it up again. And then as soon as we'd start talking about something else and I'd get lulled into like whatever the conversation was, they'd be all, hey, what do you think about da-da-da-da? And I'd be like, that is the thing you said you were not going to ever talk about again. And then it just happened over and over and over. So what? Can you not? The peanut gallery. So there was a huge argument that was had. Things were said. People are not friends anymore. But I was just so like, God, I'm so sick of people getting all weird about stupid money. And then, well, I should probably say what I'm going to say so I don't forget. So what I ended up doing, hold on a second, was doing a prank and making it look like I was going to get them in a bunch of trouble. And, you know, well, I thought it was funny. And I thought they were done with me. Like, I just assumed I would be blocked. I had no idea that they would, like, see my comment. But apparently they did, and that did not make anything any better. So, keeping it vague. But, man, like, if your intuition is screaming and yelling at you, don't do this thing, listen. No matter what somebody says, no matter if they're just bullying you, because that's just kind of how they are. Don't take it. Be like the biggest wiener in the world and just like, sorry, ain't doing it. And if you know someone like who I'm talking about, they don't like it when you don't obey, but it's like, I'm not your slave. And certainly not for money. Like, that's, I mean, is human trafficking not always like talked about all the time? And I'm not like making that disposition like I'm like I'm for it or anything. I'm completely against it, but like everything else now, you can't ever get a straight story about anything. So I don't know, I feel like you can rely on information from 20 years ago better than you can from information now, because so many people are adding to the story that don't go down a rabbit hole, don't go down one of them. Okay, so how about I just talk about cards? So I pulled two from the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck. Which way is that? Okay. Okay, and then the other one I pulled is from the Wild Unknown. Well, I'd love to put these up upside down. Can you see that? Wild Unknown Animals Spirit deck. So, from the Shaman's Dream deck, I pulled number... Oh, this one came first. Got to do it in order, or else the world will explode. Number 39. Come here. Me Talks. Repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Oops. Psych. There, can you see that? My hand's in the way. This is why I'm having all the strange positions, is so I can see around my body. I'm sorry. So as someone leisurely soaking in a tub and preoccupied with whatever's in their hands, and I'm kind of preoccupied with the background there. There looks like, yeah, it almost looks like, it reminds me of the Judgment card in this, well, not in this deck, the Judgment card in my Light Seers deck, because it's this woman that's underwater, and she's doing something with her hands like this, but also there's like a, I want to say, water image of her, like a double, but it looks like it's made of water, or else she died and it's her soul. But I don't think that's what it is. It's a Judgment card, so like it's a metaphor, but that's what it reminds me of, because it kind of looks like it's her. It's got that big old feathered headpiece. Seems like something like that's going on here. And that seems like shoulders and a neck and back and badunkadunk and oh no. Are you kidding me? I'm looking at it and I'm seeing the person from the back. If I turn it around this way, what I saw in the first place, get out of Dodge, was somebody wearing like a spacesuit or something, a big old Missy Elliott Superfly era trash bag suit. Look at that little tiny head up there. And then like someone there, well, that's her. But in the background, looks like she's making some kind of bubble happen in her hands there, and there's like a circle. So back behind that, there's a faint image of like, I don't know, I want to say like a butler type. He's old and he looks bald, or he's pale. It's not, wow, I'm seeing a lot that's that I'm not looking at. Oh yeah, he's way in the background. Oh, well shoot, now he looks like a skull with a handlebar mustache. Okay, let me see if I can just... See, if you look there, beneath my index finger, is the head I was talking about, the pale. So, zoom in on that. Well, I mean, if you want to, but that's what I was seeing. It was like, oh, like the butler being all creepy back in the dark. Riffraff. There's a character in there's a character in Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I believe it's it. His name is Riffraff, and he's bald and he's pale and he's got like long hair that's like white or blonde or something. It's an image you don't forget, and I think if you've seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, there's a part where Hunter S. Thompson and Dr. Gonzo pick up a hitchhiker, and the hitchhiker looks like Riff Raff from Rocky Horror Picture Show. Blonde, pale, long, stringy, like blonde hair, and I don't know if I'm the only one that picked that up, but you're welcome. Wow, did I go way off? Well, okay, so she's relaxing, right? And the butler's back there waiting. I don't know, I feel like he's a peeper or something, or maybe he's like Renfro and he eats bugs. He's creepy. Yeah, the astronaut in the suit. But I do see like an image of her that's, well, that's like a real kind of South American Indian or, you know, indigenous person looking headdress of the actual person in the image. But just across from them, in kind of the mist and sort of mixing in with this, why is the spacesuit person even there standing over? Are there no walls in this place? What is happening? But anyway, I was gonna say, kind of blending in here is like an image of her, almost as if she sat way far forward, because it looks like this face is facing outward, or else she sat up and then sat back and left part of her self, I don't know, crazy, man. How am I doing on time? I better hurry up. So let me see what this book says. I have no idea if it's gonna pertain to what I was talking about with the money and the way people act about it, or what. We'll see. I'm sorry I'm muttering. Let me get closer. The light's not great. Metox. Oh, right. Well, actually, I didn't go to it first, so I'll just... Metox. Eliminating toxic thinking. Repairing the body, mind, spirit, cleaning house. When the Metox card appears, it challenges you to discard the dearly held judgments that you have passed over yourself and others. Release the people who you feel wronged or offended you. Recognize that they mirror the shadow aspects of your own soul. So if you see something that you don't like, are you saying like, oh, I recognize that from me and I hate that? How could that happen? That's crazy. Excuse me. Recognize that only when you, seriously? Recognize that they mirror the shadow aspects of your own soul. Yes, it is a tough pill to swallow. Only then can you call from your life the toxic people. Only then can you call them from your life, those toxic people you have allowed into your inner circle. That's no way to talk about people, because everybody's got some. Anyway. It's time for a cleaning of your proverbial house. Get rid of the thoughts and personal judgments poisoning your mind. Eliminate inauthentic beliefs of others you've adopted as your own. Do so before your mind makes you sick, and empty your literal cupboards of the unhealthy junk food poisoning your body. Fast for one day or skip a meal to allow your body to cleanse itself and rid itself of toxins. Detox appears as a warning that you can no longer postpone the self-care and pampering you long for. The time is now. Do healthy maintenance on your body before you have to make repairs that you will never quite recover from. Detox has come to caution you that it is not too late, but you are at the 11th hour. Do not deprive yourself of the health you deserve. Ouch. Well, there's another card, so let me just move right on into that one. Move right on over into... I'll be jumping into the card now for a moment. I'll be right back. Here, come here. And so that is... One moment. Number 49, Skywriting the Fates. Big old floofy owl flying into your face. So, what do you call that perspective? The moon's back behind it. Oh. Yep. Still looks like a kind of angel person, bird person, with a ranger hat on, like a U.S. Park Ranger hat. Right there. But also like they're swimming, you know, like the body's real horizontal back there. But what do I know from flying? Right, maybe you can hold your body like that. My mind has been imprinted upon by comic book flying and, you know, animated comic universe flight. Superhero movie flight. And birds. Hang gliders are kind of birds shaped. Sorry, wool gathering. Feather gathering. I'm just gonna read what the book says. Now I'm just, yeah. Skywriting the fates, that which we cannot change. Non-judgment. It is written in the sky that you have a destiny. You are being invited to explore certain aspects of life unique to you and you alone. That does not mean that your path will be easy, paved with gold or littered with diamonds. Nor does this predict that your journey will be treacherous. It's just your path, with parts that cannot be changed and must be radically accepted as they are. In this way, whatever you are faced with, every single aspect of your life is perfect in its imperfection. Not good or bad, neither inflow nor blocked. This nor that. See your life as a series of opportunities rather than an obstacle course. Okay. Once you master the skill of non-judgment, you open to the power of curiosity, unencumbered by the burdens of yesterday's fear, as you look ahead into the potential of the future. Yes, you will need to be brave. Right now, you are facing a critical moment in time, with an opportunity to meet your fate. A choice point where you expand your influence and your capacity for abundance, love, and purposeful action. Now is the moment to leap into it, whether it be a heart connection, a call to creativity, or a new identity in your work or another area of your life, with all your heart and soul. Your success is surely written in the stars. In order to bring your destiny to fruition, you must jump into the adventure with both feet and do your part. What? No passive total success? Come on. Oh, that ouchies. Soreness in shoulder. So there was something that I didn't talk about with the money, and I just want to say it before I forget it again. And it was that, seriously, brain? Oh, that I have been, like I said, kind of rolling the money thing around in my mind, like I wanted to address it, but I couldn't get it out to where I was satisfied with what I was saying. Like it was just not fully cooked. But I saw a channeling or something, but you know, it came up because I was like, well, what's going on with this? What am I missing? And this video came up, and it was all money is an energy, and I'm like, okay. And I watch it, and it's like, nutshell, what I got from it that I needed to hear was that money is an energy like anything else, and if you feel aggressive toward it or cynical or something, you know, whatever, I'm trying to sort of describe like what my feelings are. Ambivalent. If you're not, I don't know, if you're not nice to it, it won't be nice to you. How's that? But you know, if you want money to come to you or your love to come to you, here's one everyone can understand mostly, I think. If you act in a way that's unattractive, you will not attract anyone, you know, so, and I'm not, like, having money issues particularly, but, like I was saying, like, curveballs come, and it's hard to save. And maybe I have a resentment about that, although I don't know that that's particularly toward money. And then also I have to say, I'm not mad at like coins or bills or checks or anything like that. It's it's the whole currency thing that's part of the capitalism thing and the commerce thing and the makes everybody crazy thing. And you know that has other aspects, like the more of it you have, and it plays into that changing thing from like being the normie to this other being without empathy, some of them. And power changes you. It makes you have like maybe you always had a superior view of yourself over people, but now that you have money, you'll show them. Like, I feel like that happens a lot in this. I'm thinking of a super wealthy merchant, and I do not want to say any more than that because I don't want to get in trouble. But I don't think this person is at all the person they were. And I think that, oh man, if you get successful financially and you become someone that, I mean, like your Bezos or your, what's the guy that owns Virgin? Richard something or other, that guy. Mark Zuckerberg. This guy owns the Spurs. Shark Tank, dark hair. His name sounds like something else. Said he might run for president. I'm trying to get my brain to click on it. I know everything else about him. So da-da-da. So da-da-da. What the heck is the guy's name? You know who I'm talking about. Him. I mean, I haven't, of course, not come across them personally, but a lot of people, like the Koch brothers, don't seem to care. It feels like they think of people as like expendable, and you know, I hear Walmart and Amazon are not so different, but for some reason, Amazon takes all the heat. How am I doing on time? I should shut up. I don't know. Let me just finish real quick. Oh, I did read that. And there was something to that in here. Oh, and then the other thing I've been seeing a lot is change. And so, okay, now I'm looping back. I should still look for this, but I've been seeing 555 a lot, and 55 and 5 and multiples of 5, or just 5 combinations a lot. Along with thinking about this money thing, and I can't help think that, like, part of what's going on everywhere is this currency change that's happening, or not financial. I mean, that's part of it, but like, I don't think there's going to be just like a one money form of currency, like a card that pays for everything. Although I think that, you know, making purchases and things like that is going to become electronic, and it makes sense because it's faster and there's so many of us and everybody's not close to a brick and mortar. I mean, it makes sense for a lot of reasons. It needs work though. Like Bitcoin, crypto. I always thought that, you know, it's better to just leave it alone until it's like publicly accessible bus service, like that, municipal, because otherwise it's too dicey. It's just gambling, you know, and seemingly inherently illegal. But it's part of the thing, and I probably am not the only one that is like suspicious of it, and like all the identity theft and the ways that things can be faked, and like it's all playing into it. And I'm not in a hurry for it to change to whatever. I think part of it is going to be that there's going to be a shift from like the American dollar ruling, you know, how everybody buys and trades across the world. I think that's going to change, and I don't think that's a bad thing, because I think here, it's been here long enough. I don't think we're like the best influence on it, like back to how it makes us behave. Not our best. Oh boy. And so I also pulled this butterfly card from the other deck, and definitely all of the things about let me read. You can look while I read. Undergoing great change and transformation. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, this change usually involves relationships, or if you have a job, or perhaps your career. That sounds pretty businessy. Since transitions are accompanied by, or transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon. Committing to one daily routine, a meal, practice, or prayer done at the same time and place will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirit. When in balance, cheerful, graceful. When out of balance, fragile, frustrated. To bring into balance daily routine. Well, that's terrible. I was not holding it for you to see very well. Well, if this is... I'm thinking it's like a fresh butterfly because of what the book says, but also when I started looking at it, I thought, look at those legs. They look kind of wobbly, and Like they're still wet. Like they need to be out in the air so they can harden or something. Have you ever seen a butterfly emerge from a cocoon? Or like a kitten, a very young kitten, their limbs are just all rubbery looking. Anyway, so yeah, that makes sense, like the transition and everything. And I think our cocoon is like out in the open with all of our, I mean, I feel like wars and things. I'm being, let me just finish this dang sentence. I feel like wars and things happen for almost no reason at all. I don't think that's the case with Ukraine. I think that the hostility started for not a great reason. And I think that Israel is well, something else going on, but what I'm trying to get out is people that make munitions and things like that, I don't think they're upset about it. And there's a lot of, like, this, I think, weird outcry about ceasefires. Like, people are losing their minds. Like, how dare you? No, don't say it. And from all these different sources, I'm just watching all these reports and just going, well, people, it's not even in America, okay? It's not even our war. Can you care more about the people that are getting killed? Because I don't know about you, I kind of feel like that's the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? And that ties into money, and at the expense of people in wars that, I mean, can everybody afford American weapons and munitions and whatever all else the thing is? I don't know. I bet not, though. And then your allies get a deal, and that's all I'm saying about that. I don't like the dead people stuff. That's my real issue with it over everything else. And see, like, I feel like that should be everybody's issue, but the people that control stuff while they're walking down the street, they control things. In our country, it's kind of been, well, it's been suspected, at least for a long time, but people were pretty sure that certain politicians would get in there and act like certain corporation owners and had those precise same interests, like, you know, but now it's like out in the open, and they're called, even the ones in the government themselves are calling each other, you're bought and sold, you're a corporate whatever, you know, and that's interesting. So, yeah, changey stuff. The fates, like the three sisters. I'm gonna stop talking soon, so you'll have to look that up. And did I read this? I didn't read it. I'm just gonna read it real quick, so yeah. Skywriting. The fates. Wait, I did read this, right? About that which we cannot change. So, but it does have to do with change. It's in the sentence I just said that we're having with the fives and the tossing and turning, the unrest in so many countries right now. Like, is it seasonal? How come it's all happening at once? Like, seriously, is it part of a cycle? Is it part of a cycle, and then certain personalities just know how to hop on there, like if they like to make chaos or they like to help, or, you know, whoever gets attracted to something like that, like, it's not interesting. Like, and then the ones that just want to get in and like make a buck, and also, you know, probably that will make chaos, because money that probably needs to go somewhere where it can do something helpful is now buying a cigar boat or something, you know, and that's not cool, man. It's part of change, though, isn't it? People take advantage of situations, and so, like, global currency exchange is also going through some kind of metamorphosis. Everything needs to lighten up, man. Get all floofy and fly. Like, seriously, it's so heavy. It's so dark. Like, take a chill. Thank you, and good night. Where is the button? Nope. Nope.